Hey everyone, welcome to the Naughty Samurai channel, and in today's episode, that is episode number 5, we will discuss how to handle the missing data using a specific library named Scikit-learn. In the previous video, we saw how to handle the missing data applying numerous methods. We discussed around 4 to 5 methods, so if you're interested or curious about that, you can go check that video out. That is episode number 4 of our Applied Machine Learning Blackbelt series. So let's get into the business of today. We start by importing all the necessary libraries that are needed, and after that we take the dataset and print the rows of our dataset. And you can see here that in total our dataset has 4,361 number of rows present, and you can see there are numerous NN values present throughout the dataset. They are actually stretched out in mostly all the columns. You can see NN is present in this column, in this column, in this column, in the stock column, in the discount column as well. So we have to deal with this NN values. These NN values are what we are calling the missing datas. We can also call it the null values. So we have to deal with these null values, because if we don't deal with it now, in the long run, in the model prediction, it will actually create obstacles for us in finding out accurate values or making accurate predictions. So we have to deal with it. We are dealing with it using a simple library named Scikit-learn library. So it's actually a one-line command, and you will believe me when you say it. So let's get going. Before we move forward, we will first see how many null values are actually present throughout the dataset. So when we run it, you can see it gives us the total number of null values that is present throughout the columns of our dataset. So the category column has in total 2748 null values present. Price has 174, rating has 2050, and so on and so forth. So what if we want to find out the total number of null values present? We will just add another sum command, and you can see it tells us that we have 6716 total number of null values present throughout the dataset. So that's actually quite a lot. Alright, now to apply this library, we have to first select a specific data type. And how do we know what data type each of the columns have? There is a specific command for that. We can write data.info, and when we run it, it's not giving me what I want. I think I'm missing the parenthesis. Let me rerun it. Alright, see, you can see that it fetches out the non-null count and the data type of the columns. So you can see that the category column and the stock column has the data type object, and on the contrary, price, rating, and discount column have the data type of float. And also it also gives you the total number of non-null value count for each column. So category has 1614 non-null values present. So I think it's actually lower than the total number of null values present in this column. Let's verify. Okay, so category has in total 2748 null values and just 1614 non-null values present. It means that it has more null values present than the total number of non-null values. So now you know why we have to deal with this missing data, because if we don't deal with this missing values, it will actually create a huge hurdle for our model in making accurate predictions. So we have to remove the problem from its core, and that's why we deal with this missing values or missing datas. Alright, so we will have to select any one data type out of this both. So there's object and float, so I think I'm gonna go with float. You can choose object if you want. They have the same working methodology, and I'm gonna go with the float class, the float data type. Alright, so data.info. Okay, now data.select, we have to select our data type, and what's our data type that we're selecting? It's float 64. So we will run it and see it fetched us the columns with the data type float. And how do we know it's float? Because all of these values are decimal values. You can see there's a decimal in all the rows of all the columns. So that is why it is float. Alright, now we have to fetch out the name of this columns. We just have to write dot columns, and it will fetch out the name of the columns. that we have to work with. Alright, so what we gotta do next is we will import the necessary library that we need. So we will import the simple imputer class. Okay, we will import the simple imputer class from the scikit-learn library. Alright, so from scikit-learn dot impute, we will import the simple imputer library, simple imputer class. We will run it. Alright, now after running it, we will create an object of this class. So let me name it Soup because I'm a huge Ronaldo fan. But anyways, simple imputer, and within parentheses we'll go over our strategy that we are going to use. So we are going to use the mean strategy. It's the most simple and straightforward technique. So how does this work? I hope all of you know what is mean. So mean is just mean, like let me write what mean is. Mean, the formula for mean is sum of all values divided by total number of values. I'm hoping that all of you have gone through basic statistics. So mean is actually just another word for average. So it's the formula for finding out the mean or average is sum of all values divided by the total number of values. So what it does is that you can see that each column has around 4,361 rows. It means each column has 4,361 values. So what it does is that it sums up all the values present in a column and divides it by the total number of values. So the total number of values are 4,361. So it actually sums up all the values in a column and then it divides it by 4,361. So that's how easy it is to find out the mean value. Alright, the next step would be to apply the fit transform method. So what is fit transform method? Let me write the code first and then I will explain you that. So dot fit transform, and within the parentheses we have to write. Alright, I will copy it. Okay, and I will paste it over here. There are double third brackets or third parentheses that we're using, so keep that in mind. Now we will run it. Alright, so this is a problem and there is an error over here. What's that? I don't know. But it's not looking good. Let me recheck it. So there goes discount, there goes rating, there goes price. Alright, I forgot to write data, the name of the data set that we're using. So it will be, okay, sorry, it will be data. And now I will rerun it and it shows me the array. So the mean strategy has been applied already. So what is this fit transform method? It's very easy. Let me these are actually like fit and transform are actually two specific individual methods, but there's there goes a method by the name fit and there goes another method by the name transform. This fit transform method is just an amalgamation or integration of both the methods, so it simplifies the work for us. Otherwise, if we don't use it, we have to first put this line within the fit method and then again we will have to put that fit line within the transformer method. So that's a long work. That's a huge that's just two more lines of code, but I want to wrap it up within one line of code, so I'm using fit transform method. So what it does is that if the fit method fits on the data, it does all the necessary calculations, that is the statistical calculations that are needed to find out the value. So it actually it applies the mean formula throughout the rows of the column. It finds out the value and then the transform method applies or transforms the data using the learned parameters. So it just shifts the NN values that are present with the mean value. So this is how the fit transform method works. Now you can see over here that the data structure that it returns is the array form, and it's actually looking very messy and not pleasing to the eyes. It's not visually appealing, so we have to change it. We have to convert it into a specific data frame so that we can actually understand what the NN values were replaced with. So let me store it into a variable named array, run it, And the very next line will be where we convert this array into a pandas data frame. So pandas data frame array and columns is equals to, we already wrote it over here, we will just copy it from this and paste it over here. And when we run it, we will finally get to see our pandas data frame that is finally visually appealing to the eye. Alright, so now you can see all those NaN values that were present have now been replaced. And what have they been replaced with? They have been replaced with their specific mean value for each individual column. So what are the mean values here? What are the mean values for each specific column? How do we find that out? Alright, so if we want to first we will find out the mean value for the price column. And in order to do that, what we can do is we will write data dot price dot mean. Alright, so the mean for the price column is 5016. So see, there is a 5016 value that goes inside this column. So this is the mean value. So earlier there was a NaN value or null value present. So now it has been replaced with the mean value, which is this. And we can find out the mean value for the rest of the columns as well. So let me copy it, take another cell, paste it. I will change this price with rating. When we run it, we can see the mean value for this individual column is 3.038. And the very last column is the discount column. We will run it. And you can see now the mean value for the discount column is 24.51 blah blah. Alright, so as you can see that all of the NaN values have been successfully replaced with its specific mean value of each individual column. Now finally, if you want, you can recheck that if all the null values have been replaced successfully or not. And how will we do that? Quite easy. We will store this pandas data frame into something called dt. We run it, and finally we will call isNull.sum function. When we run it, you can see all the null values have been removed. So it means price has 0 number of null values present, rating has 0, and discount is 0. So we have successfully been able to replace all the missing values with the mean value. So this was it, as simple as it can get. In the very next video, we are going to get into the insights of one-hot encoding. So please do subscribe, like, and comment to stay in touch. And your engagement means the world to me, so please stay connected. So until that, keep your mind sharp, your code clean, and stay sane. The Naughty Samurai signing off.